Hello students, I'm Dr. Himanshu Kanpal, Assistant Professor English, Government MS College for Women, Bikaner. Today we are going to discuss the literary term epic. The word epic has been derived from Greek word epikos, which means a word, song or speech. An epic is well defined as a long story in verse dwelling upon an important theme in a most elegant style and language. According to Webster's New World Dictionary, epic is a long narrative poem in a dignified style about the deeds of a traditional or historical hero or heroes, typically a poem like Iliad or Odyssey with certain formal characteristics. If we have a look at the definition that is or the meaning that is given by M.H. Abrahams in Glossary of Literary Term, epic in its standard sense, the term epic or heroic poem is applied to a work that meets at least the following criteria. It is a long narrative poem on a serious subject told in a formal and elevated style and centered on a heroic figure on whose actions depends the fate of a tribe, a nation, or the human race. Outstanding examples of the written epic include Virgil's Aeneid and Lucan's Pharsalia in Latin, Chanson de Roland in medieval French, Ludovico Ariosto's Orlando Furioso, and Torquato Tasso's Jerusalem Librata in Italian, Canto de Mio's Cid in Spanish, and John Milton's Paradise Lost and Edmund Spenser's Fairy Queen in English. An epic may deal with such various subjects as myths, heroic legends, histories, edifying religious tales, animal stories, or philosophical or moral theories. Epic poetry has been and continues to be used by peoples all over the world to transmit their traditions from one generation to another without the aid of writing. These traditions frequently consist of legendary narratives about the glorious deeds of their national heroes. Thus, epic is identified with a certain kind of heroic oral poetry. Heroic oral poetry, it means it is transmitted through the oral medium from one generation to another without the aid of writing, which comes into existence in so-called heroic ages. So, what is the main function of epic poetry? The main function of poetry in heroic age society appears to be to stir the spirit of the warriors to heroic actions by praising their exploits and those of their illustrious ancestors by assuring a long and glorious recollection of their fame and by supplying them with the models of ideal heroic behavior. What is the reason behind that the epic poetry is written? Epic poetry is written to stir the spirit of the warriors. They were actually told about the heroic actions of their ancestors by assuring a long and glorious recollection of their fame. They talk about how brave heartily they fought the battles and how they have proved themselves, and this became the model of ideal heroic behavior, thus presented in form of epic or heroic poetry. One of the favorite pastimes of the nobility in heroic ages in different time and places has been to gather in banquet halls to hear heroic songs in praise of famous deeds sung by professional singers as well as by the warriors themselves. This is the main function of poetry, that it used to narrate the or praise the famous deeds of the warriors. Basically, we can say there are two kinds of epic, a primary, also known as oral or primitive folk epics, and secondary, also known as literary epics. So there is a standard distinction between traditional literary epics. The traditional epics were written versions of what had originally been oral poems about a tribal or national hero that developed in a warlike age. So among these traditional epics are the Iliad and Odyssey that Greeks ascribed to Homer, and the Anglo-Saxon Beowulf, and the 12th century in the 12th century French epic, the Chanson de Roland. Whereas literary epics were composed by individual poetic craftsmen in deliberate imitation of the traditional form. Of this kind is Virgil's Latin poem, the Aeneid, Milton's literary epic, Paradise Lost. In the Romantic period, a model for John Keats' fragmentary epic Hyperion, etc. So, the first belonged to the oral tradition and in thus composed orally and recited. The secondary epic is a literary work of art. Now we are going to take the primary and the secondary epics one by one. Folk or popular epics are believed to have developed from the orally transmitted folk poetry of tribal bards or other authors. They were eventually transcribed by anonymous poets. Well known examples of the folk epic are the Anglo-Saxon Beowulf that was written sometime between 8th and late 10th century, the Indian epics, the Mahabharata, the great epic of the Bharata dynasty, and the Ramayana that was written about 3rd century BC. The French folk composed from the end of the 10th century to the middle or the end of the 11th century, the most famous of which is, it is already mentioned, Chanson de Roland. The first and the most significant. Earlier we are talking about the primary epics. Now we are talking about secondary or the literary epics. That is Virgil's Aeneid. In Persia, the poet Firdausi, drawing upon historical sources, composed the Persian national epic Shahnameh, that is Book of Kings, that was written about 1010. Another famous example is Milton's Paradise Lost, written about 1667, as well as The Fairy Queen by Edmund Spenser in English. In the 19th century, the epic assumed various forms. As we move on to the next stages, the epic assumed various forms. With Don Juan, the English poet Lord Byron revived the Ottava Rima serio-comic epics of the Italian Renaissance, using a breezy, flowy style that incorporated social commentary into the poem. Song of Myself by the American poet Walt Whitman is a brief epic, the first-person narrator of which identified himself with all of the nature and humanity. If we move to the 20th century, English epics include The Dynast, a long verse drama by the poet Thomas Hardy. In the United States, such 20th century poets as Hart Crane, The Bridge, T.S. Eliot's Four Quartets, Ezra Pound's The Cantos, William Carlos Williams, Peterson, and James Merrill, The Changing Light at Sandover, attempted to provide the nation with a national epic. Now we are going to have a look at the characteristics of epic poetry. First of all, the hero in the poem is the central figure of heroic stature or national significance. He is usually a warrior who faces opponents and performs courageous deeds that are valued by the nation. This is the first characteristic of epic poetry. It presents the figure of a heroic stature or national significance. The setting of the poem is vast and could include land, seas, oceans, the world, or even the whole universe. The deeds. The third thing, the deeds are those which require great heroism, spirit, and bravery. As it is told earlier that the figure is of heroic stature, and he performed heroic he is full he performed heroic deeds. He is full of bravery, and he with his other warriors move throughout the land, seas, oceans, the world, and the whole universe. Supernatural or otherworldly forces or beings such as gods, angels, or demons are introduced. Supernatural machinery is used largely in epic poems, and they play an active part in the actions of the heroic character. Epic poems are written in a formal manner, in a dignified manner, in an elevated style, and they often use exaggeration. And epic poetry is also famous for epic similes. The poet presents everything with knowledge and objectivity. Conventions of epic poetry or epic formula. This There is an invocation of a muse. It means when the writers write epic poetry, these all the things, this is very important, that how you are going to present that epic poem, how you are going to start that poem. There is an invocation of a muse by the poet before beginning the epic poem to help him by providing him the emotion, creativity, or articulation of speech to create a poem. The muse then gives the necessary inspiration to the poet and speaks through the poet's words to create a poem. Muses are the goddesses and sources of inspiration and literature, science, and art in Greek mythology. Actually, the writers, when they compose such poems, they require the inspiration, they require the blessings from the god, so they can pursue the task without any they can pursue the task with the help of the goddess, and they should not face any kind of hurdle in completing their task. Stating of the theme or the subject of the epic poem is done by the poet to the muse. The theme is stated to the muse. It is followed by opening or beginning the narrative in medias res, or in the midst of an action at a crucial time. The beginning of the story is mentioned with a flashback. Flashbacks are descriptions which denote the happening of an event prior to the one which the poem begins. Concern is expressed to the future of the nation or to the people. Objects such as ships, places, and heroic or important characters such as warriors and armies are introduced. That is followed by the formal speeches of the main characters. Epic similes are used at appropriated place, as it is told that the poem is written in dignified manner. It uses elevated style, also called as Homeric similes. Epic similes are used in the poem are elaborate comparisons made by using words such as like or as. Heavy usage of dialogues or similar phrases is made to describe the characters. These are the conventions of epic poetry. As the epic poem is the earliest form of poetry, it is the earliest form of entertainment as well. Epics were written to commemorate the struggles and adventures of kings and warriors. The main function of epic poetry was to elevate the status of the hero among the audiences, to inspire them to be ready to perform heroic actions. Epic obtained most of its themes from the exploits performed by legendary characters and their illustrious ancestors. That is why these exploits become examples for others to follow and still lived in books. It is through epics, models of ideal heroic behavior were supplied to the common people. Moreover, epics also were collection of historical events not recorded in common history books. The reason that they are read today to be enjoyed and be informed regarding the past. This is all about epic. I hope you liked the video. Share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.